Okay, it's Roulette Tournament Semi-Final time. We've got two legends battling it out. We've got the Magic Raven, who's an absolute legend in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, come and join the Discord and find out what a legend the Magic Raven is, against All on Black, who's obviously a legend in the roulette space. I know a lot of you will be familiar with All on Black, but if you're not, and you like this channel with live table games, progressions, bankroll management, go and check out his channel. I'm certain that you'll enjoy his content. We're going to start off with the Magic Ravens strategy, Jackpot Journey. That was the highest score, so that's the one that will start us off. We're going to be playing for 15 minutes this time. So the semi-finals are 15 minutes against 15 minutes. We've done the previous round, the qualifying round, which is 30 minutes each. We're trying to figure out if these can make money in a shorter amount of time, and importantly, which one can make the most money, or which one doesn't lose the most money. So I'm going to get started with Jackpot Journey. I'm going to start my timer when it lets me put a bet on. Okay, and simple one, 10 on the first dozen, 10 on the second dozen. We obviously started with $1,000. This is what the bet looks like. So we're always going to be on the first and middle dozen. The progression is add $5 to both of these dozens when you win. Add $2 to a losing number if we lose, and double the bet. I'm sure you'll see it all play out. Well, I'm not sure, actually. We've got 15 minutes. We might hit winner, winner, winner consistently for 15 minutes. That would be nice. Now, the reset, when we stop progressing for the Jackpot Journey, is a bit contentious. Let me just add it now. So we've got $5, $5. We have to hit $50 milestones. But we learned our lesson that if we're at $99, we can reset. And I think a reasonable rule, because the problem that I've got now is I need to make this decision. So it's like reset if you can get to $50 milestones, or sensible. And the question is, well, what's sensible? So I think if you're within $5 range, then reset. If your bets are huge and you're within $10 range, then you can reset. We're sort of just going to play it out, and I'll just step in as I feel is best to protect my bankroll if I think we've got a chance of going bust. Right, that was a losing number, 29. Put $2 on 29, and we double. So now we are on a $64 bet. We need to get to 1,050 before we reset to 1010. If we can get there. We've seen that with all roulette strategies, you can get unlucky and just not recover. But I'm hoping that we get a little bit of luck, because overall in this tournament, I am down $820. Oh, wow, look at that. A repeater. And we've got 1,060. We're going to reset. That's our $50 milestone. And we go 10, 10. That was nice. That happened in the last time in the qualifying rounds, where we basically hit a loser in that last dozen. And then the very next number is a repeater. And it means that we can reset. So our next target is 1,100. I was saying before, we're down 820 for all of the strategies, which I don't think is that bad, considering 3 of them have gone to 0. That's another loser, but fortunately, we're at our lowest base bet of just $20. So we're going to do the same thing, the negative progression. We're adding 2. Oh, no, so first of all, we've got to repeat the bet, adding $2 to 27, and double. I don't know. It's got this little thing in the bottom corner that comes up. Because like repeat your bets automatically. Who does that? Why would you play like that? Unless you had like your favorite number and you just put $1 on that and said, repeat that forever until I come back to the computer. Anybody using that feature is, in my opinion, not playing roulette properly, because you need your progressions and you need to change your bets based on what's going on. Okay, so that was a win. We're going to repeat the bet. And we're going to add 5 and 5. Remember, we're trying to get now to 1,100. If we get to 1,095, I'll reset. I actually don't know how close we're going to get. It depends what comes in. If a number comes in, then we'll shoot up. Depending on these bet sizes, sometimes you're just short, sometimes you make it. Like I said before, it's sort of going to have to be left up to me to make a wise decision based on what our bets are and what our profit is. So we're at 1,077. We're not at 1,100, so we're going to repeat, add 5, and add 5. So we've only got 15 minutes. You don't want to be treading water for too long here. Also, a problem with these 15 minutes is you could be doing really, really, really well, and then the last 2 minutes, you start losing, and your bets get big, and your bets get big, and those are the ones that you lose. And then at the end, you've lost your money, and you don't have time to recover because the stopwatch is gone. 25's a loser. So we are going to repeat the bet, get $4 on 25, and double it up. Now we're on a $136 bet. We need to get to 1,100 before we reset, or close. We've seen before that if you hit some losing streaks with this strategy, your bets get huge. Oh, I thought it was going to go into 27, which would have been nice. So that's a winner. Add 5 to the dozens. Well, repeat. Add 5 to the dozens. So I think we're going to need 2 more winners before we get to 1,100. If we add 5 to both dozens, I think so. Let's find out. I think both of these strategies, this one and the AOB one coming up next, are pretty aggressive, to be honest. Oh, we want it to go into 27. We'll take 6. 6 is a winner. Oh, we hit it. 1,106. We're on that reset now. So we go 10, 10. Yeah, 27 would have been a big score, and that would be very difficult for AOB to catch in his turn, 15 minutes. We are going to give AOB the same benefit of the doubt, which again could cause controversy, but he's also got a system where you get to session profit, you reset. I'm going to play that sensibly. If it ever happens and our bets are like $300 and I'm $20 away from session profit, I will reset. That will obviously affect the score, but I want to start protecting my bankroll a little bit more. And I think, because AOB obviously knows what he's doing, he would probably do the same thing. Let's add 5 and 5. And I know I've spoken to Magic Raven. He would do the same thing, because we spoke before when I was $1 short. For anybody that hasn't seen it, we did play the Magic Raven strategy, the first one, and we were $1 short from resetting. And I didn't do it. I was just like, okay, the rules don't say that, so I'm just going to continue with the progression. And we went all the way down to 0. So we're just not doing that anymore. And we're going to not do that for all the strategies. If we're close, if it seems sensible to reset, we're going to reset. Okay, let's repeat this. Get 5 and 5. If this wins, we will be at 1,051, which will be another $50 milestone and reset. And we're just over halfway there in terms of time. $150, $200 is a good score in 15 minutes. It's a very good score in 15 minutes. So I think if you're going to be, I think if this gets $200 in the 15 minutes, it's got a good chance of going through. Okay, we're at 1,150 now. To show you when it updates the balance. Another $50 milestone. 10 and 10. I mean, if this continues like this, there's no reason it can't get to 250. I mean, if it hits a loser, then a number. then you can't catch it basically. But AOB, his strategy also goes for 3 winners, which I think is aggressive, but it did its job last time, so it's going to be an interesting matchup. Definitely going to be an interesting matchup. There we go. There's a loser, but fortunately, it was on the base bet. So it's not too scary just yet, but this can get scary. So we're going $2 on 32 and doubling it up. $44 bet. If she wants to spin it straight into 32, I'll be happy with that. So yeah, the next milestone is 1,200 or close. Still 5 minutes left, and a lot can happen in 5 minutes. Okay, that's a winner, and we're going to repeat and do the positive progression on 5 and 5. This is one of those strategies, and the AOB one is the same, where you're just so relieved to reset. I'm a scared roulette player. I'll be honest. Like, I do reasonably sized bets, and I come to the table with $1,000, which is a pretty good bankroll. I don't like. I hate it when 30 is a loser. As you guys know, that's my favourite number. So when that loses, it upsets me. All right, we repeat, and these have to go to this. You put 4 on here and double. $116 bet. What was I trying to say then? Can't remember. Mine's gone blank. I don't know what I was trying to tell you. 4 minutes left. Come on, let's try and get back to 1,200. The problem is, another loser is another double. That's a winner. So we can repeat and do the positive progression of 5 and 5. I think we're going to need 2 more, basically. We're going to need 2 more dozen wins or a number win to get to that $200 profit and then reset. Oh, yeah, I was telling you what a scared player I am. Yeah, I do prefer I'm like the type of guy that comes in, makes 20%, goes. Wants to reset at all times. Get my bets down low as possible. Okay. 1,166. Repeat. Positive progression, 5 and 5. This wins. We'll hit that $200 milestone and we can reset. If it loses, this is what I've meant at the start. If this loses, it's got less than 3 minutes left. So if this loses, can it recoup its money back in 3 minutes? So this could be a big spin. Massive spin for the tournament. Okay, it's done it. There we go, 1,210. And it's only $40 away from resetting again. So we go 10 and 10. A nice reset with just over 2 minutes left. Yeah, looking good. Like I said, $200, $250, I think is going to be a good score. It's going to put the pressure on the AOB Millipede Minion, that's for sure. Because that made just over $200 in half an hour. Now, it did have a much higher session profit. I think it was like 300 and something at its highest point. $13 is a winner. Repeat the bet and do 5 and 5. Probably got this spin and maybe 2 more, depending on if you span that pretty slow, actually. So we might have this spin and 2 more. 10 is a winner. Just looking at stopwatch. I think we've got 2 more, so we're going to repeat and add 5 and 5. I think if this wins, we're going to get to reset. It can't go bust, but if it loses this, then it'll have an $84 bet. And if it loses that, it'll bring it right down to just a $100 profit. So, like, for this to have a really good chance, it needs to win this spin. Okay. It's pretty safe. I mean, it's not safe, but it's made a good score. At least 1,255. I've got 10 seconds left, so I'll put 10 and 10. Sorry, not at least 1,255. At least 1,235. Stop my stopwatch. Got every chance of going through to the final. This is going to put the pressure on me to make sure I choose the resets with the AOB strategy correctly. Like, I don't reset too early to hinder it. Finish on a nice winner. There you go, 1,265. I'm going to put $265 into the vault. Probably take a drink and come back and we'll do the AOB Millipede Minion. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, ready for the AOB Millipede Minion. 1,265 is the score to beat. Is it? Yes, it is. My memory is so bad. I'm going to start on the next spin. So if this is a low number, we'll go AOB Millipede Minion low. If it's a high number, we'll go AOB Millipede Minion high. Need to make sure that the stopwatch. Right, it's a low number. I'm going to start the stopwatch when it lets me. When it lets me play. Just to make sure. Right, there we go. And it looks like this. AOB low. It's a $26 bet. So we've got the numbers 1 to 27 covered whilst we're on the low numbers. When we go into the high numbers, we've got 10 to 36 covered. We've got $2 on the streets, $1 on the 6 line, or you guys call them double streets. The progression is an aggressive one. I'm going to have to keep a note of our session profit as well, just to remind myself when to reset. 1,265. I didn't even write that down, you know. 1,265 from the Magic Raven. Right, that's a winner, but that's our lowest winner. We only won $4 then. So we're going to repeat and get another unit on. So that's a win. We'll take a win, but you might not have time just to win $4 a turn. So the reason why that's a bit of a lower one is because obviously it doesn't have another 6 line. You guys are going to hate me calling them 6 lines. I just can't help it. I've always been brought up with them being 6 lines. So we repeat this. It's a $52 bet. And we're going for that extra progression because we're going to win 3 in a row before we reset. So we're on $78 bets. It can be quite hard to like keep track of this because if this loses, I need to get onto the higher numbers and double a $78 bet. So you need these saved if you're going to follow along with the strategy. This is the one I was saying all the time in the first video. Okay, good. That's the one that you just really do not want to lose. So we're at 1,054. 3 wins in a row, resetting to that $26 bet. Just going to write down 54. So it made $54 in 2.5 minutes. So if it just keeps on doing this, it could catch Jackpot Journey from the Magic Raven. So a loser is double, but you switch over. And I also want to tell you, I had clarification from Brent that I am doing it properly in terms of staying with the same bet. So let me just explain. Repeat the bet, add a unit on the winner. So there was a couple of comments in the original video, whereas let's say we're supposed to be following the winner and we've got numbers 1 to 27 covered. If 24 came in, that's a winner, but that is also a high number. So some people were saying, well, you should switch to the high numbers. You don't switch if you've won. Because that's going to make it super complicated, because you have to remember what you're at and then switch it over. I mean, not super complicated, but not the easiest. We're at 1,084. We repeat the bet and get another unit on. 1,084. Let's write this down properly. 1,084. If this wins, we reset. $25 is a winner. Very good. We are $96 in profit. We are resetting. $25, let me just show you the board, is our lowest winner. So again, this street here doesn't have that 6-line bet. The same as 1, 2, and 3 doesn't have that 6-line bet. So it's a winner. Unfortunately, we were on that positive progression, so it was bigger than normal. So it would have been a $12 profit, that spin. Because the one unit is $4, and obviously we're essentially at 3 units as we go through the progression. So we're at 106. We repeat and get another unit on. $52 bet. It's catching up. I think this is going to come to the wire, you know. We're 10 minutes in, $106 profit. $265 is a big number to catch, though, in 15 minutes. I also, just in case he doesn't get through to the final, I do want to give a big shout out to Brent from AOB, because it's been really helpful. I'll finish my sentence in a minute. I just want to make sure I get this bet on. Another a low winner, that one. $114 we're on. And just repeat the bet. Get this down, $114. Yeah, so AOB has been through what I've been through. I'm talking as if I'm going through I mean, to be honest, it has been stressful, but with the YouTube strikes and not really knowing what to do, he went through this before, and he's been helpful, telling me there, I did this. So big shout out as within the guidance to let me know how probably best to play with the YouTube algorithm and to keep my channel safe. He was giving me tips on what he previously did. So I do appreciate that. And guys, go show him some love. Go support his channel, because he's being hit with the algorithm as well. By the way, we're at 1,144 and we get to reset. Just write this down. 144. Yes, there's definitely something that happens when you get a strike or a warning or something along those lines, is YouTube doesn't give you the reach that you previously had. So there's a lot of people that used to watch these videos that just won't be shown these videos because of the strike route. We've hit a loser. Fortunately, we're on our base bet, so we're doubling up. We were going to go to $52 bets anyway, so we're switching sides and going to $52 bets. So on that AOB high, and we're going to do twice, so we're on a $52 bet. And we need to get back to $144 or higher and reset. We're basically halfway there. We went 7.5 minutes without hitting a loser. This is why 9 streets. I love 9 streets. I love 2 of the 3 dozens and 9 streets. They're basically, well, they're obviously not the same coverage, but that sort of 24 to 27 numbers covered. I like that. 17 is a winner on all of them. So we're at 1,138. We're not resetting yet. We repeat and get another unit on. So we're on $78 bet. I've got to remember that in case I have to switch to the other side. So I have to go over, what's that, $156 bet on low if this loses. Which I don't want it to lose, obviously. It did. So actually, what I'll do is I'll do a $78 bet and double it. It's easier that way, isn't it? So we go AOB low, put a $78 bet, and double. So we have to double on a loser. Did we use up all the good luck at the start? So, yeah, we lost that one. Then we won, then we lost. And with anything with high coverage, if you want to recover, your bets have to get pretty big. That is a winner, but we're not going to be at $144 in profit. Just a bit short, so I've got to repeat the bet and add a unit. See, so we're $24 short there. They might get to a point where if these bets are huge, and I'm talking, well, the next one's going to be at least a 360 bet, isn't it? If it loses. So if we're around that $400 mark and I'm within $20 of being back at $144, I'm going to reset. Which will obviously hinder the progress, but I need to protect my bankroll a bit. Okay, that's good. Didn't have to make the decision. We should be back at session profit here. We are. 1,190. We reset. Guys, this is going to be close. 5 minutes left. What was that? 1,190. So it actually needed that. Did it need that? Or would it have been quicker just to win, 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 win? I wonder if going on a bit of a losing streak and then just being short and then winning actually sped this up a bit, because $265 is a big score to beat. It's going to be so close, this. If this goes well, this could be very close. Ah, that's a loser. We were going to go to a $52 bet anyway. We're going to go over there. At least we managed to reset before we lost. So we're going to go over to AOB high, and because it lost, it's a $52 bet. So we need to get back to 190. Do you know what? Because we've got 4 minutes left, I'm probably, if I reset too early, this isn't going to have a chance of winning. So I'm just going to have to reset when you get into session profit. Because if I reset with $20 to go and then we hit a winner when the bets are huge, it could have won, but I reduced it too early. I don't know if that made sense to anybody. So look, I'm $6 away here, but the bets aren't that big. So I'm going to repeat and get it on. So this kind of wants me to not reset because it wants big bets to catch that $265. Because if I reset and then this wins, it's going to be like a $10 profit. Whereas if this wins now, if it hits a good number, no. Right, that was a $78 bet. We have to switch over. So it's a $78 bet and double it. So I think if I had reset when I was $6 away, it wouldn't have allowed it to catch 1,265 in 2.5 minutes. So I think this is actually giving it the best chance. but we might end up losing our entire bankroll because of it. Come on. Right. High numbers. Get that to 156. And double it. Is this on purpose? Is this planned? Does it need these big bets at the end to try and catch it? I'm not really. I don't want to lose $1,000, obviously, but for excitement purposes, this might be what the strategy needed to catch it within the last roll of the. It's not going to win it with that. It's not. He can't win with zeros. That is horrendous. Anyway, I need to repeat, and I can just double. I've got a $624 bet. We've just hit 3 back-to-back losers, I think. 1, 2, 3. We were $190 profit. I think we've got 2 spins. If it wins both of these, does it go into session profit? Does it go into session profit? We need to win this, otherwise, unfortunately, it'll finish on 0. It's done it. And we're adding a unit. I don't think this is going to catch it. Let's see. Right, we repeat. And we're adding a unit. And let's see what happens here. I'm pretty sure this is the last spin. Just having a look at my clock. I don't even know if it is. Ah! The drama. This might not be the last spin. Holy smokes. If this ball drops soon, and I can put a bet on before my stopwatch goes, I'm doing it. I'm not going to be able to do it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I can do it. I can do it. Add a unit. Let's go. Oh my God, the drama at the end. That literally, I had 2 seconds left on the clock by the time it let me put a bet on. I think if this wins, this might actually beat the 265. We do like the drama. Come on. What's going to happen here? Spin it, did it? The last dying seconds. The drama behind that. Sorry, Magic Raven, but that was entertaining. I enjoyed that. That was what a comeback. It needed a losing streak not to get to session profit. Massive bets. And then it came in, the last 2 bets. 1,388. Drama at the end. This is what this roulette tournament's all about. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Please go check out both channels, AOB and the Magic Raven, and come and join the Discord. Let me know what you thought about that. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget, my strategy is in the next semi-final, so make sure you subscribe for that. See you here.